But here's Neil Oliver, and I was recently on Neil's show to talk about the million-person march that was focused on gender ideology and was focused on parental rights. And of course, the march was in Ottawa, but it was also across the country. And I went on Neil's show to discuss the success of that. But here's Neil talking about the two choices we have and what's happening in terms of where the governments, where democratic governments, and he's from the UK, and the situation there is exactly like it is in Canada and the US. Individual freedom, liberty is being threatened. And I want to mention, before I got into this whole thing at the end of the year, in terms of articulating a vision of freedom, I was reminded that we are on the cusp of the 80th anniversary of a book by Friedrich Hayek, sometimes it's von Hayek, who wrote The Road to Serfdom in 1944. One of the most influential books about individual freedom and economic liberty ever written. It influenced people like William F. Buckley Jr., one of the most outstanding voices of conservatism in the 20th century and beyond, influenced entire movements within the Republican Party and elsewhere, and really galvanized people who wanted the state to get out of their lives and to give back political and economic freedom. So let's listen to Neil Oliver talk about this.
Obvious now, blatantly obvious, that we the people are being presented cynically, I would say cynically, with one emergency after another, each one demonstrably more frightening than the last, more upsetting, more discombobulating. And at the same time, the government, indeed, all the governments of the West, supposing the West even means anything anymore, those governments have successfully gained more and more power. As a result, just as we the people have seen our freedoms, our rights, standards of living, our mental and physical well-being even compromised and reduced. And as always, especially in this podcast series, as always we say there's nothing new under the sun. It's happened before. It's always been this way.
The governments will always tend towards authoritarianism unless they are managed by an electorate that is wise to them, that understands what they're up to, what they're trying to do. And this is why I say we are on the verge of complete economic and political catastrophe unless, as I like to say in the show, we resolve to resist those forces.
Hi, this is David Crayden from Crayden's Right and Stand on Guard. Join the resistance. Resolve to resist. Become a member of this station. I've been practicing journalism in one form or another for over 30 years. I've worked in print, radio, and television for a lot of prestigious publications and media outlets. I was an Armed Forces Public Affairs officer. I worked on Parliament Hill. I know how Ottawa works, and I know how corrupt federal government can be. But you can play a part in opposing Justin Trudeau's government and Justin Trudeau's plans for Canada. You can become a part of the Crayden's Right resistance. Now, I urge you today, please support this station in any way you can. Ring that bell, subscribe, because that ensures you're at least going to continue to be able to watch these episodes. You'll beat the algorithm. But more importantly, I need your financial support. I hate to ask, but that's what I'm doing. I made a decision to pursue independent media because I believed it was the best possible route for me to take as a journalist and as a concerned citizen of Canada. So you can become a part of that. And at only $5, you can become a part of that on YouTube, on Substack, and with Buy Me a Coffee, a one-time donation. But I need your support. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. If you've already done that, if you're already supporting the station, thank you. But if you haven't, Make that decision today.